Yeah, we know we're going to get tested in a lot of different ways, and we certainly got tested tonight. And I just thought out of halftime, we kind of reconnected to who we are. We were very out of character in the first half, and some of that had to do with how well Memphis played and the way they landed the first punch and multiple punches after that. So credit to them. But I just thought our response in a game that doesn't feel attainable in certain parts of it, our response was great.
Chet and J Dub still just in their third NBA season. For them to be as efficient and use the term efficient and impactful, both those guys were those things tonight. What did you see from them as they're still even accruing these experiences?
Yeah, Dub, got it going early and had it going in the first two games. Chet, I give a lot of credit to because I think he had 1 point at halftime. He had a very, very quiet, subdued first half, and then the mental toughness to stay in it and deliver the way that he did early in the second half, and then through that third quarter and into the fourth, he had that huge three late. Was really impressive. So, and he did a really good job defensively as well, and on the glass with Edie.
Just along with points. Coach, what did you see in that third quarter that really stands out the most, that really turned things around going into the fourth with a 10-point deficit all of a sudden? What did you see, looking back on it, that stands out the most about that third quarter?
Just we kind of reconnected to who we are. I thought they were really good early. Some of it was like shot making. They made a lot of threes early, and kind of ones that we'll live with at times. And then we kind of got out of character there in the second quarter. In the first quarter, I just thought we weren't quite ourselves, dug ourselves a massive hole. And in the third, I just thought we kind of reconnected to who we are. There was great communication on the bench, even when we were down by 20. We didn't break through the lead very quickly. The guys did a great job, and we stayed very present. We just stacked possessions and trusted the one play at a time thing, and that shows the power of it. We were back in the game. I think we tied the game with like 7 to go in the fourth, so we were able to close it pretty quickly once we stacked the stops.
Caruso's activity changes.
He changes every game he's in. I didn't think that was an outlier for Alex. He's like that every night. He's like that in a preseason game. He's constantly engaged in the competition, and the size of the stage or the pressure of the game doesn't impact him at all. He just is. He's playing the next possession. He was all over the place again, per usual, and made some big plays. I mean, he had the driving kick that got us a three down the stretch late. So he's doing it on offense too.
Where does the wherewithal to come from? I mean, you sort of mentioned it, just to be down 29, to be out of character at parts in that first half, to see them nail all those threes. Like, where does the wherewithal come from to stay in that and still be able to mount and come back?
Yeah, I just think we have a team of guys that feel a responsibility to each other, and they're going to go down swinging. We could have easily lost that game tonight because of the hole we dug ourselves, but like I said, we're going to get tested a lot of different times, and we've got to be ready to pull together when we do, and that's what I thought we did out of halftime. Like, we were a connected team in the second half of that game in the face of adversity on the road against a team that was playing really well and that was really hungry.
First half tonight, it seemed like their process and decision making was really quick. In the second half, not so much. What do you feel like you guys did to kind of slow them down?
I just thought. Yeah, I thought some of it was just like transition. We scored a little more. We got back a little faster. I mean, I hate to oversimplify it, but that's a huge part of playing this team. And we've had them in check through the first two games in that part of the game, and we didn't have them in check in the first half. And then, the pressure in the second half too. We really amped up the pressure. I thought Kaysen did a great job with that. Dort did a great job with that. Alex did a great job. Dub, all those guys were up the floor. Even Chet a couple times there. Really made them feel us, and that certainly makes it difficult to start possessions against us when we do that.
Michael, Mark, let's talk Thunder. Mark, you talked over and over throughout your tenure about this being an uncommon group. Youngest one seed in NBA history. You guys have the second largest comeback in playoff history tonight. What is it about this group that makes them so special? And do they still surprise you from time to time, or is it almost just, I don't want to say expected because it's so much NBA history, but you're not shocked by it?
Yeah, never surprised, always impressed. They just feel an unbelievable responsibility to one another. I think it just comes down to that. They're the epitome of a team, 1 through 18. And I thought tonight again, we could have lost that game, but coming together the way we did in the second half and standing up together in the face of adversity and in the face of us kind of being out of character in the first half, that kind of builds your muscle even if you don't win the game, because obviously the series wouldn't have ended tonight if we lost. So I just thought we stood up with our backs against the wall tonight. Certainly, again, not surprised, but impressed every time they do it.